In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to replace the HumanTouch Supernovo Power PCB. The first thing we're going to do is have the chair slide forward just to give us some more room to work. So to do that, we'll just use the remote control back buttons. If we just select to recline the chair automatically moves forward before it reclines. And once it reaches its forwardmost position, we can power off the remote. Like so. The next thing we'll do is power off the chair, then unplug it. Next, we'll use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the 4 screws that secure the rear shroud. Next, we'll slide the shroud backward and then just rotate it clockwise and rest it behind the chair. We don't need to completely detach. We just need access to the PCB box. Next, we'll use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the 2 screws that secure the PCB box cover. And then we can remove that cover. But before we can remove it all the way, there's a small connector in the front left that we need to disconnect. And you may need to pull up real firmly on the back. There's sort of secured by a tab back there, so pull up on one side and then pull up on the other and it'll pop off like you just heard there. Now we're ready to disconnect the connectors from the power PCB. There's 3 connectors. And then we'll use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the 4 screws that secure the PCB to the PCB tray. Then we can remove the PCB from the chair. To install the new PCB, place the PCB into position with the red connector on the left-hand side. And align the screw holes, and then we can replace the 4 screws to secure it. Okay, then we're ready to reconnect the 3 connectors. Just a note, while normally connector pairs are color-coded, on this particular board you'll see this black connector goes into a red base and this red connector goes into a white base over here. So just make sure that those are matched properly. Now we're ready to reinstall the PCB cover. Note the 2 slots on the back of the cover. We need to install those over the 2 corresponding tabs on the chair. You can use your fingers to guide those into position. Before we can replace the 2 front screws, however, we need to reconnect this small connector. Then we can replace the 2 screws. And we're ready to reinstall the rear shroud. So we can turn that around and slide that into position on the inside of the plastic chair side panels. Okay, and we can make sure the screw holes are aligned and then replace the 4 screws to secure it. To make sure the shroud is installed properly, we need to push down on it and make sure it bounces up and down like that. This bouncing is necessary for the safety sensor to work. If it doesn't bounce at all, then most likely the screws aren't threaded properly, so you might remove them and reinstall them. Okay, then we're ready to plug in the chair and power it on. And we're done.